This is Fernando Botero's 1964 painting, Pope Leo X. You most likely recognize it from funny memes, but his life was anything but funny. Why though? He was kidnapped multiple times by the cartel, witnessed his own son's death, and so much more. Still, he managed to create a style so recognizable you can spot it from across the room. I'll show you more of his work and tell you his story today. Fernando Botero was born April 19th, 1932 in Medellin, Colombia. His dad was a salesman who traveled by horseback and died when Fernando was only 4. So his mom worked as a seamstress to keep the family afloat. When he turned 12, his uncle decided the perfect path for him was bullfighting school, so he spent 2 years training as a matador. But it turned out he liked drawing bulls way more than fighting them. Most of his early drawings were bullfighting scenes. He even sold his first painting for 2 pesos after a shopkeeper let him keep it in the window. But he has since said that he lost the money on the way home and his brothers never believed that he sold a thing. He went to a very Catholic high school and they did not appreciate his love for drawing nudes. The final straw came when he wrote an essay defending Picasso and he got expelled. But by 16, his illustrations were already being published by one of Medellin's biggest newspapers, El Colombiano. In 1952, he sailed to Madrid to study at the Academia de San Fernando, the same school that Picasso went to. At night, he would hang out at the Prado Museum copying Velázquez and Goya, and he would sell those copies on the street to pay rent. And then he moved to Paris, where he'd spend all day at the Louvre, and then to Florence, where he studied the Renaissance masters. Once he was in his 30s, he decided to try sculpting, but he couldn't afford bronze yet, so he used acrylic resin and sawdust. This is one of the pieces from that time titled Small Head Bishop. But his story isn't all charm and success. While traveling in Colombia, he and his family were hit by a truck that lost control. Botero survived, but his 4-year-old son Pedro was killed. And in the months after, he painted this tribute titled Pedrito a Caballo. Colombia's violence haunted him for decades. In 1995, a bomb packed with more than 10 kilos of dynamite was planted under one of his bronze sculptures in Medellin's Plaza San Antonio. The explosion killed 23 people and injured 200 more. The sculpture was torn in half, but Botero insisted that it stay exactly as it was as a permanent reminder. Then he donated a second intact version to stand beside it. After Pablo Escobar died, Botero learned that 2 of his paintings were found in the drug lord's home. He was furious and went on to paint this piece titled The Death of Pablo Escobar. In 2004, he donated an entire series of drawings and paintings about the violence in Colombia to the National Museum. 27 drawings and 23 paintings because he believed that the country needed them more than collectors did. On September 15th, 2023, Fernando Botero died at the age of 91. His work will forever be instantly recognizable. Big, round, voluminous figures that somehow managed to be playful, tragic, and deeply human all at once.